So some of the big boy YouTubers are out there grifting the viewers, scamming the viewers again, and today I'm going to make a video on that and calling that out. Now, I've done this previously before, and sometimes the comment section can get a little bit heated about why I'm making these videos, and the reason why I make these videos, there's 2 points. The first one is that I believe that some of those YouTube channels, with those audience, with that information that they can pass on to so many viewers, have got to be giving sound investment advice out. Sometimes I believe the advice they give is for their own personal gain, and I believe sometimes they're not giving the best advice out there, where people may make bad decisions, where it might hurt their personal finance, and the only reason why they're doing that is because they want that personal gain of selling these stocks or buying the courses and making money from them, and it needs calling out. I think when you've got an audience of that size, you've got to be giving them what you believe is the correct information and the best information for their personal finance journey. And I don't believe that some of them are doing it, and especially right now we're getting into a bit of a bull market, I believe that information is getting a little bit worse, and today we're going to call that out. I also think it's the second thing, because I think it's a great indicator of where the market is at. When we start seeing these kind of scam and grifting information passed on to the viewers, I believe that they are benefiting from a lot of newer people coming into the market, because the market is doing really well. And because we have an increase, it would suggest to me that we are getting to a bit more of a frothy market. When this grifting goes down, we're normally towards the bottom or at the bottom of the market, and that's a great indicator for where we're going in the stock market right now. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let's get started. So if we look at the stock market is doing really well at the moment. It's just closed at record highs again and making the year's longest winning streak. This is always a sign to me that we are at top of a market, when we are starting to get this grifting when the market is doing that well. And right now we're at extreme greed, which once again says to me that the market is getting a little bit frothy out there. And I go back to the old Peter Lynch, the cocktail party theory. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this or read this on One Up on Wall Street, but when everybody's talking about stocks, when everybody's wanting to get into stocks, when people are trying to milk the audience and get as much money off them, to me, that's always a sign that the market's getting a little bit frothy. And when I look at some of the big YouTubers now, they're trying to grift the viewers massively. And to me, that could be a sign that we are getting to the top of the market. So that's also another indicator. But as well as that, I want to make you guys aware of some of the scams that are currently going on by these top YouTubers, so you do not fall for it. So first of all, financial education, probably the biggest stock market YouTuber out there on the stock market scene. Whenever he starts getting a little bit frothy on the information he's providing, that says to me that he's getting a little bit too greedy and we're near the top of the market. For example, if you look at some of the recent thumbnails from this guy, you can see now 1,700% upside. I mean, to claim a stock is going to have that amount of upside is insane. This will 100x. This will 25x. On this thumbnail here, you can see that he's claiming that Celsius stock will go from $28 to $280, $101 to $1,001 for ELF stock. When these claims are starting to be made by people, this was exactly the same in 2021, and you've got to avoid not get sucked into it, because some of the times this is when the stocks are near the peak and they can collapse massively. When you start seeing this mentioned, and even I fell for it a little bit in 2021, this is where you start getting burnt a little bit. And when you start seeing people making these claims of 1,000% upside, realistically, it's very, very hard to find a 1,000% stock and you own it. It's very, very hard to do. And when people like this are claiming this, you've got to be a little bit cautious out here. And this is from a guy that was doing exactly the same 2 years ago and made a big grift on his viewers. You can see here from a video from Strongman Personal Finance, he goes back to the time when Jeremy was doing this exactly the same in 2021, and he was claiming that he would be able to get you, if you signed up to his course, he would get you 30% returns a year. And for courses, you will have to pay $2,500, which is just insanity. You should not be paying that much for a course. All the information you can get is free online. And once again, this was when Jeremy was grifting off his viewers, and it's happening the same as what it was in 2021. Another example was probably the biggest grifter in the UK, put out a video the other day on about how to invest for beginners. Now, realistically, the whole point of this video was that he was launching a course, and the course that he was launching was $495. Now, the funny thing about this is that this is a guy that made his 177,000 subscribers of taking the mickey out of other big YouTubers for selling courses. This is the guy that used to take the mick out of Tom Nash, for example, Everything Money, Financial Education, and he made his success on YouTube by saying that they are all grifters. And yet this is the guy that has just launched a $495 course for investing. And the best thing about this is this $495 course comes from a guy that doesn't even make content on stock market videos. So this is a sign that you are getting into a little bit of a frothy market when guys that don't even make videos on stocks are selling courses on how to invest in stocks, which is the crazy thing. And this is from a guy that hasn't made videos on stocks since 2021, the last time we was in a frothy market. And if you actually look at the last time this guy was talking about stocks, he was actually talking about Palantir, and he was selling out of Palantir at $8. Since that time frame, Palantir has gone up 484%. At the same time, this is a guy that was saying, oh, and by the way, instead go buy Fiverr, this will do really well. And since that time frame, Fiverr has fallen down 92%. No wonder this guy, who's selling a course now on how to invest in stocks, has deleted all of his stock market videos previously. That's correct. He's deleted all his stock market videos previously because they were so terrible, and he's stopped talking about stocks for 2 years that all of a sudden now he's telling you how to invest in stocks. That's how frothy it's getting and how scammy some of these YouTubers are getting. That's the equivalent of me saying, oh, I'll come fit a new kitchen for you. Oh, by the way, I've only ever fitted one before, and it went terribly wrong and it didn't work, and we had to go get a new kitchen from someone else to fit it because I did that badly. But pay me $10,000, I'll fit you a new kitchen. Name it any other walk of life where you could do so badly 2 years ago, and then all of a sudden you pop up going, oh, by the way, go pay me $495 and I'll tell you how to invest in stocks, even though I've not talked about them for the last 2 years. Surely you'd at least be wanting to try and listen to someone that has a track record of doing well. And this is the big thing, guys. This is the big thing I want to get to, is that don't trust any YouTuber on the internet. Don't trust me. But the big thing I would say to you guys is listen to them. Before you even jump on anything, listen to them. Watch a lot of YouTubers and actually listen to who posts, what they're buying, what they're selling, and follow the records. And if you find a YouTuber that you listen to for a couple of years and you actually start listening to them and they actually start posting the results instead of selling stocks out at $8 and then go to $42, instead of buying stocks at $280 and it falls down to $22, listen to them and see what they're talking about, and at least get a level of trust and go, actually, you know what? I've listened to this person for the last kind of 2, 3, 4 years, and actually the stocks they've talked about and they've actually shown what they're doing in the market have actually done quite well. So maybe that's who I do listen to. But as always, don't ever trust a YouTuber on the internet. Do not trust me even. And the last one, for example, is, this is always the big sign. And I'm shocked by this one because I really like this YouTuber, which was Daniel Pronk. And he posts some great information, but I'm so sad to see that the big sponsorships are coming back, where the likes of Moo are paying for a dedicated video on this guy's YouTube channel. Now, it's disappointing to see that I guess everybody's got a price where they would sell out, and I'm sure that it was a good price and that's why he's accepted it. And probably with the market being frothy, this is right now why Moo have gone, you know what, let's throw a lot of money where he'll take it to do a dedicated video to it. But it's a little bit disappointing to see the morals kind of cave in. I mean, I've seen before, every day I get asked for sponsorships, crypto platforms, and certain companies come to me all the time and say, can we sponsor you for a dedicated video? And I've seen the money. The money is good. I'll put it into an example for you guys. Sometimes the money is 3 to 4 times what I earn on YouTube every month for that one video. So you can see why the money does come tempting. However, for me, I've got morals and I won't give in to that. Unless it's a company that I actually do use and do like, then I maybe do it. But for someone like a Moo, I would not cave in and lose my morals over a company like that. Because at the end of the day, is it a good investing platform? No. And the only reason why this is being promoted is because of the money. And this is always my big issue. Because a lot of these companies come to you and say, oh, you've got to really big us up, you've got to say we're the best. And this is my big issue, is that I can't. I say what I believe in, and I can't say you're the best when, in my opinion, right now, Training2 is the best platform out there, and I can't call you the best because I don't believe it. And it's the same, unfortunately, for Daniel Pronk, is that unfortunately he's gone onto this video here and trying to talk up Moo, but realistically, would he put any of his money into this Chinese brokerage? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he would have the same feelings if he was getting paid for it. And that's the big issue that I have. And it is an awkward one because it basically means that in this space, you can't take any sponsorships because all the sponsorships in this space are financial products, which is the sensitive thing about it. But I think at some point you've just got to have morals. And when a lot of these companies are out here where they're offering these YouTubers this big of amount of money, where they go, actually, I'm going to take it. Once again, shows how signs of how frothy the market is, because that's what we had in 2021, you know, where these big YouTubers were taking big sponsorships from platforms and stocks to be promoted. That's where it gets a little bit like, are we getting a little bit ahead of ourselves here at the moment? So I thought I'd just make you aware of that that's what's going on, and also, you know, what you need to do as a viewer, and also just a sign of that where we maybe are at in the market when this sort of stuff is happening again. Maybe that's where we're at, where we're a little bit getting towards that, as we say, extreme greed side, where you need to have a little bit of awareness and be a little bit cautious out there in the market right now. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. See you in a bit.